Okay, so if you guys could do me a favor, can you go into this live stream to quickly check if it works? I'm not sure if this one has a thumbnail or anything similar to that, so outside of the link in particular, it should look pretty mediocre and weird, so to speak. Yeah, there's definitely an issue with either the bitrate or something similar to that. Okay. The video is private. Okay. You know what? Not only is that my bad, that just means that I'm dumb. So, let me see here. Is there any way for me to... This is why I gotta Okay, so I've made it public, and I'll probably... Okay, so I've made the stream public. You should be able to see it now. And I just need you guys to tell me whether or not there's audio. I have, in fact, been talking through my microphone basically this entire time, but okay, yeah, the audio is there, right? Okay, I'll probably need to figure out a way to make it a little less delayed. Usually it's around like 30-40 seconds, not an entire minute, right? That's why I'm having an issue with this. Okay. Also, apparently, according to YouTube, it's not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming, right? And so that's weird as well. Yeah. Once again, are any of you experiencing like buffering or lag? Or is it simply just, oh, the entire stream is 1 minute behind? Okay, so there does appear to be a little bit of lag. Okay, no. Generally, it shouldn't be on your side because according to YouTube, the live stream in general is just not receiving enough video, right? And as such, it's lagging. Also, another thing to note is that according to my streaming software, my encoding is overloaded. Oh man, I gotta do something about this, right? Okay. Unfortunately, there was a point in time in which I was able to figure out this entire thing. Okay, no lag. I see. Yeah, once again, there was a point in time in this entire thing where I was able to just stream without lagging. Star Yoshi would know this. Del birthday, right? You've seen me do a previous stream before, correct? Also, allow me to quickly disconnect from Discord streaming. Huh? Okay. Whoops. How do I... Okay. Also, do any of you guys know how to, like, bring someone up? I have no idea how to make someone a speaker, I'll be honest. See, this is why I'm washed. Okay. Yeah, so allow me to see here. According to... Okay, I actually just can't see it. What time at the bottom? It could be that the issue is that it's trying to stream in 60 FPS, but I'm not able to do so. That could actually be it, right? Bottom right corner of your screen. Right, and then I'll compare it with the actual current time. Don't know that. Right click on them. Oh, I see. Yeah. I'll be honest with you. Move to... Okay. There we go. Actually, no, is that... Okay, if I... Okay, I think I... Whoops. That is the wrong place. Okay, I just moved that guy to the wrong place. Okay. Do you guys just want to do this in like a voice channel? Yeah, so 2:32. Yeah, it's 1 to 2 minutes behind. Okay, that does appear to be the case. Right. Okay. Okay, we've now figured out that issue. Just to make this Yeah, we could do that. Okay. Let me just... move to that, move to that, to that. Okay, so now optionally, if any of you guys want to, you can just speak with your mouth. Of course, there's still the chat as per usual, but now you do have the option to speak with your microphone or your mouth. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is, actually I'm looking at this now, it doesn't, seemingly it's not as delayed as before. So in general, I'm just going to redo this entire thing. I'll just quickly go over all of my findings, right? So the most recent video I posted is this one, right? As you can see, it has 8.7K views as of this recording. And to be honest with you, it didn't, so to speak, for the company, right? The company, it failed to meet quota, right? The thing to note about video creation is that the #1 most important thing always is the average view duration. And as you can see here, the average view duration has been pretty substandard, right? At the start, it was looking like it was going to be pretty decent, right? 3 minutes, 17 seconds, that's almost 50%, but unfortunately it did kind of fall off, right? Another thing to note is that there's the impression click-through rate, right? And the click-through rate is comparatively lower compared to some of the previous videos, right? Specifically the no mass state. The reason why for this one in particular is just because basically no one knew what the no mass state was, right? And so it gave it a massive boost in click-through rate for the first couple of days. But as for this one in particular, as you can see there, so you can see the impression click-through rate, even though it hasn't even been just 1 day, it's already fallen off to around 10% in general, right? So that's one thing. The next thing to note is of this, right? The average view duration, once again. And I have two theories alongside one proposed by a person who was here recently, right? And the first theory was, I can't see my screen. Are you talking about the stream, or allow me to check out the stream? Hold on. Okay. Yeah, you should be able to see my screen on the stream, assuming YouTube isn't lying to me as of current, right? So let me just recheck. Okay, right. And as you can see here, this bad, big frowny face, bad, bad, bad. Once again, I'm not entirely certain as to what the direct cause is, but presumably I either over-edited the video, or alternatively, as another person once said, that I explained it a little too complicated and I focused on one topic for a little too long, right? That is equally as viable and reasonable, right? We haven't yet gotten the viewer watch report, right, which allows me to specifically figure out the points and times when viewers are retained, when viewers are not quite retained, right? But in general, it appears that it will be pretty mediocre for now, right? And I roughly had a somewhat similar experience with the more recent video, right? This one has a noticeably lower retention rate all around the board, with the exception of today. For whatever reason, all of a sudden it just went up. I have no idea as to why this one is 2 minutes, whereas everything else is pretty low, right? And we can end up seeing through the specific view chart, right? We can look at all of the points and times in which it dipped, right? So a couple of people were not too interested in... I'd like to introduce our... Basically, what is the... How do I describe it? The introduction, right? So we can go ahead and watch the introduction real quick and see why all of a sudden there was a dip and then a little bump right here. Guest speaker, pump from Discord! Oh wait, actually, no, that perfectly makes sense, right? So within this video in particular, I had a guest appearance, so to speak, right? I basically just did a thing where I introduced a person from the Discord because they helped me go ahead and record the video, right? But ultimately, that one was kind of poorly... It was somewhat poorly coordinated and also wasn't very well transitioned, right? And as such, it just looked a little weird and wasn't... Which is what JJS has... Afterwards, people started watching the general video in general, right? And you can find a couple of dips and fall-offs here. But what's notable is that right around this section of the video actually performs pretty well, right? The viewer loss basically, generally, when a viewer is lost, there's the downward trend, right? But the flatter the trend, or hell, if it even goes up, the better it is, right? As you can see here for this specific section that I am highlighting right now, it has a much flatter curve compared to this portion, right? And that's somewhat natural because, of course, they get a little further into the video, and then they're less likely to click off, right? Normally, people click off within the first few seconds, right? But regardless, it makes it a little more interesting. I'll probably view that a little later to see what's the issue, but of course, that is about it for that section of the video, right? Once again, comparatively, the ratios of watch time to how do I describe it? Watch time to actual video length for this one in particular, the video I've been talking about, the recent ragdoll and in skill, this one has been very mediocre and hell even poor compared to average, right? I'm pretty sure it is the ratio for this one in particular is the second or third worst. To be fair though, I of course always have the first video that I ever uploaded. Okay, no, I actually have a lot more videos that I've uploaded, but the first notable video that I've uploaded and I haven't taken down, right? For this one, as you can see here, right, there's the we had a 1 minute and 41 second average view duration, which is, pretty standard, pretty interesting, right? But at the exact same time, there's the 10-minute runtime, which was because I forgot to crop out the song portion of the video, right? And it just went ahead and caused a bunch of issues. I'm testing, recording, and archiving my current success/failures in YouTube to look back upon and teach/learn, right? So that's basically a summary of the entire point of this stream, right? It's to teach and learn what's the issue alongside getting some feedback from the community if you guys do want to give any feedback, right? And so in general, this video just did pretty okay, honestly, right? And the thing to note, a really interesting thing to note about this video actually, is that this video has one of the better retention rates in general, right? As you can see here, as I was discussing prior, right? You always want your retention rates to be as flat as possible, right? You want people to be retained and not to just drop off the video and be like, okay, you know what? I've had enough of this guy. He's talking a lot of bullshit. I'm not watching him anymore, right? And you can see this play out within this section of the video. And if we go ahead and play that out, changes, but who cares? Today's video is all about the character state and specifically how it works, because this is quite possibly the most confusing and probably the most unique state block that we've seen so far. To start it off, let's always, as per usual, just get a moveset block alongside our little state. That it instead uses words. So so presumably one of the things that I did well within this particular section after looking at for just a little bit, the flow was pretty well made, right? And I also was doing a lot of a various amount of things, right? I was grabbing the skill builder block, I was building it, I was creating this, that, right? And then afterwards, around the point where I completely explain what the state I was talking about at the time does, it starts dropping off. And then at this point, there's a sudden steep little drop off, right? This part is absolutely natural, and I'm pretty sure this part is also just the outro. So this will probably be very useful for those kinds of characters. So if this video helped you out, yeah, generally that part is the outro, but this part is the point where I went ahead and I explained, okay, this is exactly what this state does and how you can use it, and then it started dropping off, right, naturally. So I would say that was a pretty interesting experience, but in general, I just wanted to record this, and we'll just generally be seeing what we can do in order to improve the retention rates and just make my content quote unquote better overall, right? Okay, and I think that's about it for all of the things that I wanted to talk about for this live stream in particular. Of course, there were the issues prior where like everything was going weird. Oh, there was a bump. Oh yeah, that one I'm fairly certain, right? For the bump that you're talking about, I'm pretty sure it's in the 10-minute video one, right? That one was basically where there was like a top comment that went ahead and said, "Oh my god, dude, I love the point at like 7 minutes and 80 seconds where ChrisYaBro like shot someone in the face, right?" And so when people click on that, the viewer duration goes up for that particular moment, right? And you should be able to see that. That's one of the really good things about comments in general. It's that they can completely influence how certain things are perceived and also make things better, right? I assume the reason why my initial video, like my first video that I was just talking about, did so well for, well, you know, a first video is because, one, it's the first one I've uploaded in a very, very long time for this specific channel. And more importantly, there was a lot of comment farming because everyone was talking about, oh, hey, dude, look at this guy. This bloke forgot to crop out the long-ass, the entire song out of his video, right? Oh, dude, how funny. Yeah. It should, in general, be that, right? So, yeah, once again, I think that should be it for the stream. I've completed most of the goals. Once again, the purpose of these streams is that what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to stream the day after every single time I upload a video. Hello. In order to, one, keep me accountable, two, teach everyone, including yourself, right, a little bit of knowledge on how this entire thing works with the behind the scenes and how YouTubing works in general, and finally to just make it so that it's a little easier to see what I'm doing. Oh yeah, also there's of course the viewer to YouTuber interactions, right? I would like any and all feedback possible, and as such I did this thing just to like get all the comments and all the feedback that I could possibly get, because honestly I think I could really use it in order to make myself a little better at video game creation, right? So other than that, I would say that's about it. Next time, when I'm doing the live streams a little better, next time I'll probably add in some music or some background themes. And speaking of music, if you guys have any suggestions as to what music I should play, whether it be for my videos or for any type of live stream, right, please do leave those suggestions anywhere. It can be within the live chat or within Discord, right? Because honestly speaking, I think I've spent hours trying to find good music for my videos, right? My videos hinge a lot on music and a lot on beat drops, although I'm not sure if they're even that good, honestly, right? So, with that out of the way, if you guys have anything to say, just say it now, and we'll be ending the stream soon. Oh yeah. Also, feel free to ask me any questions. Ugh.
So I actually wanted to ask you something.
Hello, Star Yoshi. Yes, go ahead.
I want to ask you if you were going to like change your videos in majorly in any way, because personally I really enjoy how your videos are currently, and just want to know if you're going to change anything like too major about them.
I am probably going to attempt to keep my videos roughly the same, right? But of course, to basically to attract a larger audience, you want to always be innovating, right? You want to improve your retention rates, make your content better.
Yeah.
So I'll try to improve on my editing and, in general, just make a. How do I describe it? In general, just make the videos a little better, right? Maybe
Yeah.
in a
So
way
you're going to
that.
have like.
Hmm?
Sorry.
Right? And you always want
Yeah.
to, if you're like a YouTuber, right? You always want to chase viewer retention, right? Because the higher the retention rate, the more YouTube recommends your videos to others, right? And if you can figure out a way to make the retention rate really high, then YouTube will be happy and the YouTube overlords will make your videos more popular and etc etc etc, right? I've not gotten to the point where I've monetized any of my channels, even though I am able to do so, because for now I would just like to figure out, test, check, right, and do a little bit of learning before I go in and I try to earn any money, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If there's any other questions, feel free to ask me, right? Once again, you can do so doing moveset soak. What the fuck did I just do? Doing moveset showcases / making movesets. In my opinion, I'll be honest with you, I don't like making movesets. I have made a moveset in the past, and it was using old logic in order to basically make an aerial combo moveset, right? Where you would go ahead and you would leap into the sky and do like an air combo. That was like the entire jazz, right? But afterwards, it just like, it's. How do I describe it? It's just very difficult to find animations that link together well when you want to create something more than just a punch, right? Because, of course, you can just go ahead and, take the divergent fist animation and just play it, right, for all of your movesets. But if you want to make them any complicated or any more unique, you want to splice together two different animations, right? And dude, I fucking hate that part of the process. Honestly, okay, hopefully that me swearing doesn't cause me any issues. I've heard that YouTube is roughly fine with that kind of thing, right? With swearing in general. But
Okay, so from what I know on that, it's like it used to be like swearing at all within like YouTube videos, like having it in titles or anything would get you banned. But I'm pretty sure they changed it to where, correct me if I'm wrong, it's only like the first 7 or 9 seconds, and where you cannot swear and you still can't put them in the title or thumbnail, or they will get age restricted.
But generally, I'm pretty sure YouTube just barely cares anymore. There is a chance that it affects certain audiences in certain countries, right? If you swear a bunch, then
Hmm.
your visibility to, right, like, I don't know, someone in the UK, right? I've heard the UK, like, from what I've seen, the UK is kind of ahead of everyone else when it comes down to surveillance and policies, right? And so it might make it a little more difficult to reach an audience over there, but for the most part, swearing should be fine on YouTube. That's my current understanding, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, and like the animations on the wrong hands, they just make me want to dude, someone like yeah. Like really, I just wish we had like custom animations. I do understand that the custom animations are often like quite data heavy, which is what I assume to be the reason as to why JJS hasn't done it, right? If you've looked at any of the TSB move sets, right, and their custom move sets, usually the custom animations take a while longer to load, and I've also seen that the TSB move sets in general, they just pack a lot more data uh, per the amount you're using, right? So for example, I can make an entire moveset in JJS and it'll only take up like zero point 0.1 megabyte, right? And in an entire moveset, that's what I've done with my NPC boss map, right? Usually it just takes zero point 0.1 to zero point 0.4 megabytes, right? But I've tried the TSB one and I created a singular move. I'm pretty sure that one was like zero point 0.2 megabytes on its own. I don't know exactly uh, how the Roblox data storage works, right? But I think it's where like at a certain point of data that you that a player base uses, Roblox will start taxing the creators, right? That's presumably why we can't just have 100 million data storages, right? Data saves. And once again, that's probably why JGS doesn't have custom animations. Right.
Yeah.
So, is there any other questions that you would like to ask?
I'm personally all good on questions. If anyone else has anything, yes, please go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that is all for me. And I do really like your videos and just want to say that. And I'm glad that you do continue to improve them over time.
Thank you a lot, Star Yoshi. You and OG, bro. Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right, that is all for me, though.
that could also be the case, right? But yeah, like
Yeah.
JJS, when it comes down to loading movesets, just seems to do it much quicker than TSB for whatever reason. It's kind of strange, honestly. Yeah. So, with that ado, we've reached the 1 hour mark. The goal has been complete, and I think I will be ending the stream now. I hope you all have a fantastic day or night wherever you are. Make sure to stay safe, do well in life, regardless of how you see the distant future. And I hope you all have a